Tapestry template will be written following the XML syntax. You will have to specify a doctype header at the top of your template. If a page contains multiple components with all their doctype declaration, only the first will be returned to the user. For using Tapestry components, you only have to add the Tapestry namespace. This is a very simple template file using the Tapestry 510 namespace file. You can also specify a specific encoding, but this declaration has to be the first line of your template. The assets are files that can be downloaded in addition to HTML files. So for example, images, JavaScript files, style sheets. Use the asset keyword in the declaration of a static resource allows the Tapestry framework to check if the file exists and to generate URLs for each resource, thereby putting them in the cache. The file path value represents the path to your static file. You can use two keywords for this variable in order to identify where Tapestry will find the file. We have context, the file will be in the documents directory of your application, and we have classpath, your file will be in your classpath. In production, we prefer to use the context prefix because there are some performance issues with Tomcat when we put the files in the classpath. Tapestry contains its own CSS style sheet file, but it is possible to redefine these styles by injecting your own in your template or Java class. For injecting a CSS file, we just have to use the same mechanism as one used with images. We will use the HTML style tag and define the path with the asset and context prefixes. To access to an attribute of your Java class, you will use the expression mechanism. So for example, if we want to display a message called name, you will have to write the expression in your template file and implement an accessor in your Java class. You can access to some attributes of a complex object by using the same mechanism. For example, if you want to display the name property of the monObject object, we just have to write $monobject.name curly bracket. And Tapestry will automatically call the getMonObject and getName methods. Sometimes the first object can be null, and we will have a null pointer exception. You can use the question mark. Tapestry will check the nullity of your object. If it is null, the framework will return an empty string. A resource bundle is a file which will contain key value pairs. We can use it if we want to export some message from your template. You can define a resource bundle for all your application and for each page. For example, if we want to create a properties file for my page, we just have to create in the same package a mypage.properties file. Your name of the global catalog has to be the same as your application name. To access to your message, you have to use the message prefix binding in your expansion. You put the key of your desired message and Tapestry will access to it. So we created a properties file with the page title and greetings key. In our HTML file, we can access to them with the message prefix and the key of the desired message. With the resource bundle mechanism, you can make your application independent of the user's language. You will be able to adapt your content of your page and the look of your template. With the Tapestry internationalization mechanism, the support of a new language will be very easy. We'll just have to add a new properties file in your class path. The global catalog has to be in the WebApp folder of your application. Then, for each pages, you will be able to create a properties file for each supported language. You just have to suffix them with an underscore and the code of the desired language. And Tapestry will automatically use the right bundle according to the local of the user. We can redefine one message of a catalog in a more specific one. For example, in the catalog of our page, we can redefine a message defined in the global catalog. If a page extends to another component, it will automatically inherit the catalog associated to this component, but it can also redefine a message. If you try to reference a key that is not in the message catalog, Tapestry will generate a default message, missing key not found. And if you change a property of your catalog, we will automatically see the modification in your browser. You can also internationalize your template. You just have to use the same naming convention by adding the local as a suffix to your file name. You can specify a list of languages that your application will support. You just have to use the Tapestry supported locals symbol in your IOC module class of your application. This value will be a comma-separated list of locals. Tapestry will find the right local to use according to the request local. We will now have a look to the URL managed by Tapestry. This kind of URL will be easy to reference and to bookmark. For a rendering request, we will have this kind of URL: HTTP host port, the context, your application's context, and the page ID, the name of the desired page. And you can add a list of values which will be used in the activation method. For an action request, the URL will be almost the same. You have always the name of your page, but we have also the ID of the component which launch the action, followed by : event type, the type of the event.